This is Adam WarRock at Ongaku Overdrive in Orlando, Florida on April 27th, 2013. Adam, tell me about how you started out, your influences.
Well, I mean, I made music kind of for fun back in college, and I kind of stopped doing that for a while when I went to like grad school and started working. I started making music again just about comics, because I knew a lot of people who had web comics. I knew a lot of people who were bloggers for comics, and I was a big comics fan. And I started posting them all on a website. They kind of started getting some attention from places, and I had opportunities to kind of go tour and do things. So a lot of it just came from like that whole DIY, like the internet allowing me to kind of release music just like at a really rapid pace. And influences, I mean, I grew up, I'm a child of the 90s, and I got to see all of that stuff happen from like all the early Nas and Wu-Tang stuff into like Black Star and independent stuff, and even guys now that are like, like Cuddalot and all those guys are big nerdcore, which is what I do. It's kind of like, it's like a mix of all that too, so that's kind of where I started out.
What were you studying in college?
I was in business school because it was the least amount of hours before I had to graduate. And then I went to law school. And that's when I stopped making music, and I worked as a lawyer for a couple years and did this on the side. And that's kind of why for a long time I didn't like let any pictures of myself or any of my real name get out there, because I didn't want anyone to find out that I was doing this. But once I stopped doing this, I've been doing music now. In June it'll be 3 years full time doing music.
Oh wow, cool. So being a comic book fan, growing up with comic books, did you ever think about becoming a comic book artist or going to school for comic books or for drawing? Or
I mean, I think every kid is a comic book fan when you're little and you drew and sketched. You hung things on your wall and everything. So I'm not good enough, and I know a lot of people who are very good, so it makes me feel very inadequate. I've thought about it, sort of. I've written a couple things, and maybe someday it'll come, but I think that it's mostly like fun to just kind of be somebody that gets to talk about through the music and like have that be part of the fan community. Because I do know a lot of Marvel and indie and some DC creators personally, so it's kind of fun to like be part of the community, but not like involved with making comics, So in your time
touring and everything, who you toured with over time? Like, what are the bands?
I was an opener for MC Chris in 2011 on his Race Wars tour. I've toured with a lot of the kind of like Dualcore, Michael Kill, Thought Criminals, Tribe One, Jesse Dangerously, guys who make nerdcore. I've done a lot of MC Lars, Matt the Band. I've done shows with like MC Frontalot and Shape of the Dark Lord. A lot of the nerdcore guys all kind of know each other, and we all go to South by Southwest and Nerdapalooza, and we see each other. So I've done a lot of shows with them. We also know some guys that just do regular indie hip hop. We know a lot of the guys who can fake for a label that makes hip hop, and it's kind of like a lot of times if you just tour. When I tour, I just do the local acts, and I'm either on a tour or I'm going to do a show or something somewhere. So it's kind of like a busy schedule to kind of all the travel that I do.
And as far as comic books, name me off who's some of your favorite characters, some of your favorite comics.
I'm obsessed with the X-Men. I always have been. I still read a lot of the X-Men titles. Favorite characters? This is a tough question. I have a lot of like weird characters that I like really loved as a kid that are really bad comic books, like Darkhawk and Sleepwalker, and like
I love Sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker's great. It's weird.
No, he's back.
Yeah, I heard that. And then like a lot of the characters from like New Warriors, and then like the 90s Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a huge fan of all that stuff. But now it's like I read a lot of. I love the Avengers, like Hickman's Avengers.
Oh, that's a great book.
It's fantastic.
And speaking of New Warriors, Bagley's great. I love Bagley.
Yeah. And I still read all that stuff, pretty much. Pretty much all I read. And then some indie stuff.
So, as far as what is you call yourself WarRock or Adam WarRock? Are you a fan of any of the Infinity stuff though, or
indie stuff?
No, the Infinity stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the cosmic stuff from Marvel.
My debut album was a story album that was loosely based on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, cool.
That's why I was named Adam WarRock. And the Infinity Gauntlet is actually my favorite comic of all time. That's why I named my. I didn't think I needed a website, so I just called it AdamWarRock.com. Never thinking it was going to be my real name. And then songs took off, and I was like, well, I'm stuck with this name now, so I got to do this. But Infinity Gauntlet is without a doubt. I think it's like the most cheesy and beautiful and heartbreaking and tragic story. Like, as a kid, when you read it, it was just like, it's mind-blowing, you know? So I'm really stoked that all this Thanos Infinity Gauntlet stuff is coming back in the movies and everything. It's really exciting.
Have you ever had a chance to meet any of the artists or writers on like Perez or Starlin or anyone like that?
I haven't actually. I've never been at a con where any of those guys were, and I've never been in touch with them. So most of the guys that I know in comics are like newer guys. Like, it's very loud right now.
Sorry, it's okay.
Sure. I know I'm friends with Matt Fraction. I'm pretty good friends with a lot of the guys like Cullen Bunn and Jeff Parker and a lot of people like that. Greg Rucka. Like, I've met a lot of them because I do a lot of comic conventions. You just kind of meet people and kind of go around with them. So a lot of people in comics that do really great stuff that I'm lucky enough to know. So it's kind of fun to be in that community.
Are you following the new cosmic stuff from Marvel, like what's it called, Thanos Rising and the new Guardians of the Galaxy?
I flipped through Thanos Rising. It was weird. I am reading Guardians of the Galaxy. So far, it's slow, but I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be great, and I enjoy seeing these characters. Like, I love how you read the second one.
Have I read it?
Yeah.
No, I've only read number 1 so far.
And I won't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But it's fun to see the team kind of coming together. Like, it was just kind of a team that got thrown out there. Right. It's fun to see them kind of reboot it and see what it's like. You know?
Are you a fan of the original Guardians of the Galaxy also? Yeah. I love that team.
Yeah.
I miss the Starhawks and the Color 27 and all those characters. Like, to me, the new characters are okay.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like the same name but there's different iterations.
Right.
It's kind of like why X-Men and Avengers are weird now.
Right.
Like this Hickman's whole thing is Avengers is everything.
Right.
And it's this is awesome. I love it. But at the same time, I kind of miss having West Coast Avengers and Great Lakes Avengers and the Avengers, and then there was Secret Avengers and all this stuff. So it's kind of it loses a little bit of it by making it so wide. But at the same time, it's fun.
I actually love the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah.
Those characters are awesome. Mr. Mortal and what's his name, Doorman and Squirrel Girl. I heard that they were going to do something. I don't know how true it is. I heard that they were going to do something big with Squirrel Girl.
That was a rumor. There's a lot of rumors flying around right now. I would love to see that.
So would I. That'd be crazy.
I just can't wait to see what Groot looks like in the movies.
In the movie, right?
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
If it works, because it's it's gonna be weird. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, with all the CGI and everything that they have nowadays, I'm sure 99% of the movies are gonna be CGI. But I mean, I'm gonna see it. I can't wait. So I guess you're a fan of the Marvel movies. So what do you think about the new of Iron Man 3? All the new stuff that are showing for that.
I mean, I'm gonna go see it at midnight. I'm hoping it's good. Iron Man 2 is a little bit loaded. But I want to see what they got you where you want to see the after the credits sequence. You want to see what the links are gonna be. So it's really exciting. I will see anything. He's gotta get out. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So, what's your favorite comic right now that you're reading? would it be Avengers?
My favorite comic right now is Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Spider-Man?
Yeah, I was never a Spider-Man nut, so I like the Spider-Man.
Right.
I think it's a really interesting take. I know it's going to in the end mean nothing, but I'm enjoying it. And that's actually the book that I really look forward to most.
Yeah, it's a pretty good book. My favorite book right now, and everyone laughs when I tell them, and I hate to say that, and I hate to hear that, but FF, all red. Yeah, the new FF.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Favorite too. I love it. It's hilarious.
Oh, it is, right?
And you have to think that, like, Fraction probably said, I'll do Fantastic Four,
right.
But you have to let me do whatever I want to with Future Foundation. And that first issue of Future Foundation is like I think it's one of the best.
Right.
The entire Marvel now is that #1. The way it's structured, the way they and everything, it's hilarious and it's funny.
It is.
It's so great. I love it.
Have you caught up with #6?
I have. I'm a little bit behind it right now. So.
Yeah, it's really. You're at 5?
Last I read was 4.
4? So you don't.
The last I read was the Johnny Storm.
Old Johnny Storm?
Was like burning everything.
Right. Yeah, that was number. I think it was 5.
Maybe it
was that the one where the Moloids are in love with She-Hulk? Yeah, that's 5. Yeah.
I did see 5.
Yeah. 6 is really good too. It's straight up. It just it keeps going. It's going great. It's like no ups or downs. So as far as your music, tell me about some of your songs. Name off some songs or how you put them together from what looks, I guess.
Honestly, whatever I do is just based on whatever I'm into at the time.
Okay.
I had a weekend where I'm trying to save my voice a little bit. I'm trying not to scream too much. But like, I had a weekend where I was sick and I watched Parks and Recreation for a whole weekend.
Right.
And I did an EP about Parks and Rec, and it got all this attention. It got tweeted about by NBC and by all the cast of it. And I got emails from a lot of the cast because of it. And so it's like whatever I'm into, it's kind of what I just make music about. It's like my site's kind of like a blog, but instead of blogging, I just make music.
Right.
So it's just kind of a way to funnel that enthusiasm.
Awesome. So, all right. So let me ask you, what's in the works for Adam WarRock? Is there anything going on right now?
Every year I do a donation drive around June, where it's the only time of the year that I accept any kind of donations, and I give out all these rewards because I release like over gigabytes of free music every year. And then I'm working on a new album that's going to be out in the fall or the winter, probably October. And other than that, just doing shows and touring around. So it's pretty much always somewhere doing a show, like Orlando. Like I got on a plane this morning, came to Orlando, and I'm on a plane tomorrow going back home. So it's kind of the life that we live. And then next week I'll be in Ohio doing a free comic book day show, and then all over the place. So.
Oh, you're doing a free comic book day show?
Yeah, in Ohio at Superfly Comics.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I usually go to a different comic store somewhere every year and do a free comic book day show. So
that's awesome.
Atlanta or Memphis or Ohio or all these places. So
awesome. So let me ask you, are you a gamer?
Like video games?
Yeah. So what are you into? Which games? What do you play on consoles?
I have an Xbox 360 and I play on Steam a little bit. And I've been traveling so much these past 2 months that I haven't had a chance to sit down. Last thing I did was I played BioShock Infinite for like the 5 days I was home between tour. I just like sat there and burned through it. And I want to there's so much stuff I want to play. Like I want to play the new Tomb Raider.
Right.
And I want to play Battleblock Theater. I haven't had a chance to play any of it. And I want to play Monaco with my friends on Steam. That's like apparently the new hot thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like this strategy multiplayer heist game. And I'm obsessed with FTL and 10 million and games like that. So I'm a big gamer and I definitely play a lot. I just haven't had time lately. So.
Out of all those games, I have BioShock Infinite, and that game's awesome.
Yeah,
it's pretty actually really nice. So cool. All right. Well, that's come to the end of the interview. So thanks. Any last words you got, or?
No, everything's at AdamWarRock.com and. be somewhere around you at some point this year. So check it out.
All right, thank you.